Never fear of missing out by clicking that subscribe button and becoming another member of the Babylonian family. I can't believe it either, but the Cannonball armor set actually has a use. Find out how I've put this to the test, but first, Babylon is now partnered with Raffled Up, the one-stop shop to have the chance at scoring yourself some great tech at a low price. Raffled Up has made over 1,800 people happy with their competitions, ranging from store credit, GPUs, VR sets, and even full-on PC rigs to take your game into the next level. Keep your eye out for mega bundle competitions too for your chance to win several £thousands worth of gear, all for less than the cost of a chippy. If you fancy your chances, make sure to use our partner code in the description below and save yourself some money while also supporting us as a channel. Best of luck and enjoy the content. I know, I get it. The Cannonball armor set is pretty much regarded as the worst armor set that's in the whole of Outriders. But I thought, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to find a use for this. I'm going to find out why People Can Fly consider this to be a legendary set piece and set armor. And I think I've got a pretty decent way of being able to do it. I don't think it's good enough to be able to consistently do CT-15s on every single map. Things like Kempland and Boomtown will probably be without out of your distance. The build that I've gone for is a minigun build that is able to refresh all 320 bullets of its ammo if we need to. And it does also run Toxic Lead just to be able to give us a little bit of consistency, so we don't always have to rely on it, but we do have the ability to if we do so. Essentially, there are going to be a few crucial pieces of the armor that are going to be necessary for the actual build, and then the rest will actually be open to interpretation, best as you see fit, best to be able to fit around your playstyle, and then just take it from there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at how I've got my build going for the gameplay that's in the background right now. So as you can tell, I've gone for as much anomaly power as I can possibly put into this build for the time being. There are a couple of other Cannonball pieces that I do not currently own. There are a few that I would like to be able to, I would like to have the full set just so I can actually make a decision as to which three are actually the best. Essentially, I'm looking for anomaly power where possible. I know that the helmet actually allows that, but the tier 3 mod that comes on that is pretty much pointless. So it's only good for resistance and damage over time that's been inflicted to you, so it doesn't really make the cut for this build. But the anomaly power would have been nice, so I've gone for a different option. So as you can see on my guns, I've gone for a combination of Shadow Comet and Fortress. Obviously between the Death Shield and the Funeral Pyre, I've got them alternating, so I'm able to, just in case my minigun does fail and I don't manage my ammo efficiently enough, I am able to just do a little bit of damage with the Comet, swap over to the other gun, fire another Comet because they have their own separate cooldowns, and then go back to the first one, wait like about a second or so, and then the other one will have recharged, and then obviously rinse and repeat. That should be enough to be able to get yourself your minigun back, and that should be able to give you enough survivability to basically just last by yourself. So just to briefly recap, I have gone for as much anomaly power as possible, and this is definitely evident by the fact I've used the Cranium of a Lost Creature legendary helmet. Now this comes with anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and skills life leech, which is perfect because not only do we want anomaly power to increase the damage, we also want cooldown reduction for our other skills that we run, and we also have skills life leech, so I can just hold down the minigun in the face of anything and just be able to heal my way back up to full. Now this comes with the tier 3 mod of power assimilation, so my anomaly power is boosted by 11,000 for each elite that is present on the battlefield. So the idea is that you would use this to be able to wipe up the mobs and then focus on the elites so that you keep that extra anomaly power as long as possible. I have modded on to here the Toxic Lead so that I get 40% of my magazine back when I kill something that's afflicted with toxic. Now this code applies with the Blighted Turret that we do use. Now chucking that out doesn't really offer us much in terms of the skill tree, but in terms of actually just inflicting toxic, just to be able to consistently give us a nice little 40% damage bonus, and to also work as a distraction, give us a little bit of time, and to also deal a little bit of damage to be able to help us out. Now the chest piece for the Cannonball armor rolls with max health, close range damage, and status power, which to be honest with you does not really help out that much. The close range damage is probably the best part of it. The tier 3 mod Not Impressed reduces damage taken by elites by 25%. That's going to be null and void really, to be honest with you. Considering how much armor we're going to be running with the minigun build, this is going to be nigh on pretty much pointless there. If you do actually you find that the other mod that rolls onto this piece is actually better for your build, feel free to rock that and swap out the tier 3 mod. If not, do what I've done. I've put Fortify on here so that when we activate the minigun, we get an 187k armor bonus, and that's just help out a little bit with our survivability, and so we can literally just stand there in the face of everyone and just take as little damage as possible. Now, I don't think I own the Cannonball trousers, so I've gone for a nice purple that gives anomaly power, skills life leech, and cooldown reduction again. So I've got to try to get that as max as possible. What I've done with this one is I've spec'd into melee. So the idea was that I've got one for exposing strike. It rolled with that, so killing an enemy with melee inflicts vulnerable on enemies within a 10-meter radius around you. And I've paired that with another tier 2 mod of brawl, which boosts your melee damage by 100%. Now, the reason why I've done this is because the Cannonball's set armor only gives you your full magazine back if you get a kill with your melee. So the idea is basically kill as many as possible with the minigun. It's going to get hectic right in front of you, especially if you're playing solo. So fire off as many as possible, kill as they come in, and then as the smaller adds start getting a bit closer, you can activate your melee skill. That will then cause you to regen your whole ammo that's in your whole clip. So you'll see eventually we've doubled our clip to be able to get to 320. And then also any enemies that are within the 10-meter radius from you, because they are coming to charge at you, will then get inflicted with vulnerable and will take additional damage from your minigun, as well as any other following melee hits that you do actually send out. The Gauntlets of the Cannonball are going to be one of the best ones to actually rock. Unfortunately, it rolls with firepower, which is a bit of a shame, because otherwise this would be absolutely perfect. So it does roll with firepower, comes out with cooldown reduction and skills life leech, which is great, so you get able to heal even more when you're obviously using that minigun standing in front of an elite. The tier 3 mod is increasing your damage against elites by 25%. Now that is awesome when it comes to the minigun. It helps you to be able to just take them down a little bit quicker, but you will find that this isn't the most in terms of DPS, in terms of like a build, but it is brilliant for survivability. It is a lot of fun to be able to rock, and it still is able to hold its own in CT15s with the beasts around. I have gone with Massacre for this, so each enemy killed with the minigun gives me another 38k anomaly power bonus for 10 seconds, and this stacks up to 6 times. This is where most of our DPS is going to come in, so the idea is you kill most of the little adds, you boost your anomaly power up by up 6 times. You then have quite a bit of damage. You can probably get to like 50-60k per minigun bullet, and obviously you're firing these out quite a lot, and then you're spraying that into the elites just to be able to deal even more damage on top of that. So it is a very nice way to be able to boost up your anomaly power. It is highly recommended from me to be able to get this tier 1 mod in somewhere in your build, and also that tier 3 mod just to be able to help you take down elites, and so you're not struggling all the time. Now, last but not least, we have the Footgear of the Cannonball. Now, these were the only 3 pieces that I believe I have in terms of my stash. The tier 3 mod for this I found to be absolutely pointless, so I have swapped this out, and I thought that the Phantom Dash was going to be better in terms of getting myself out of trouble, just in case I do actually get surrounded, just in case the minigun does actually dissipate and I have to rely on my Shadow Comets. So I've got the boots come with anomaly power, cooldown reduction, skills life leech, which is absolutely perfect. I've gone for bang for your buck, which gives an additional 100% base ammo for the selected tool, so in this case it will be the minigun, and then obviously Phantom Dash to be able to do so. Just to quickly show off how I've already got this set up. So the skills: Pain Launcher, Blighted Turret, Tools of Destruction. Tools of Destruction is obvious, Blighted Turret is obvious because these are the 2 that I'm going to focus around, and Pain Launcher because Bottom Tree actually does go into cooldown reduction for this, and it also increases some of the damage and anomaly power that you're actually able to do. So the idea behind this is that your Tool of Destruction, because you're generating so much anomaly power, your Pain Launcher, when fired literally in the face of any kind of elite, will actually nuke them. I know there's other mods out there to increase what the Pain Launcher can actually do, and those would be really nice if I was able to fit them into my build, but unfortunately this is the way I have to kind of like run it for the time being until I find some better pieces. So yes, so use Tool of Destruction, get yourself up to 6 stacks, and then fire the Pain Launcher. Literally, if you're ever kind of surrounded by alphas or broodmothers or the giant walking tank, the behemoth, then just plop this in front of their face, and then every single rocket will just arc up and just smack them. And this will actually help out massively in terms of DPS, just to be able to take them all down. As you carry on though, the class that I've gone for is mostly bottom tree, and then I've gone a little bit upwards in the middle just to be able to give myself a little bit of health. I did struggle to be able to place those last few points because I was trying to find out if there was anything that can massively help in terms of the melee, or if there was anything that would actually increase my anomaly power or anything like that. And I did struggle a little bit, so this is still a work in progress in a way, but this is how I've currently got it, and it's still doing me well. So feel free to copy that, feel free to give it a go, and obviously if you've got the full set of cannonballs, yeah, just like I said, give it a try. If it's not for you, then fair enough, but this is the best way that I was able to get the use out of the cannonball set. Now my build isn't like perfect, this isn't like the final position I want this build to be in, but that being said, this is pretty much like 90% there. What would I actually change? Well, exposing strike didn't really do a massive amount for me. Inflicting vulnerable is great and all, but I think it's kind of negligible in terms of the damage that it gives you. So I've already got the extra damage in the melee, and that's enough to be able to trigger the set bonus for me. So that might be something that I actually look into. That might be one of them. Not impressed is, well, funnily enough, I'm not impressed with. So if there was a way that I could get around using that, then yes, definitely I would get rid of that. It might just be the fact that the vest of the cannonball is not the way to go with this, and I just need to look into either the helmet or the trousers just to be able to replace this, and then get myself a nice purple that increases my anomaly power and actually provides me something that's beneficial and quite useful. I mean, don't get me wrong, the max health is quite nice, it's great for survivability, but I'm already doing enough kind of like skills leech just to be able to heal myself all the way, so I don't necessarily need it, but it's not bad either, I suppose, in that kind of sense. And that's about it. I mean, Phantom Dash would be nicer to have something there, but because the Footgear is probably one of the better parts for just how its skills are actually set, its roles are actually set up, then Phantom Dash may be one of the lesser evils of the actual build, so it might be worthwhile keeping that around. And that pretty much wraps up how I would be able to run the Cannonball armor set when it comes to a CT15. Now, just to summarize, obviously I understand it is not geared up to be able to tackle every single level at CT15 to a gold standard. It does struggle, it is very difficult to use, and some of the perks that it even offers are just not viable in just any kind of tip. If you've got some kind of good build to yourself, there are some perks that just will not help you out in terms like the not impressed. Is it good enough to be able to run as a solo, to be able to get yourself some like nice drop pod resources or to farm for some legendaries? It is. I do think it is anyway, and I'm having a lot of fun using this because I always wanted to be able to use the minigun and actually get a nice build going for it rather than just going pure firepower. So it's nice that I'm able to swap this on the fly. I wish it was a little bit quicker in terms of the process to be able to reset the class and like just swap between the two, but do you know what, I'll take what I've got and just enjoy it for the time being. So I hope you've enjoyed, I hope you've learned something useful, and I hope you like the gameplay that's in the background. If you did like the fact that I'm able to get a Cannonball gear set to complete a CT15 in a gold standard, then drop us a like, it would be greatly appreciated, and also drop us a subscribe as well, because there's going to be plenty of other content that's going to be coming like this coming your way, and plenty of other tier guides as well, which we've had on Monday this week. So as always, keep yourself safe, keep yourself well, and I shall see you on that next video.